for those couple of weeks in South Africa, everyone was waking up in the middle of the night to watch the games, and yeah, it was just really exciting to see Kiwi guys on the world stage playing against these amazing countries. What was special about that team?
Yeah, I think we had a really good group of guys. It wasn't only the bond that we had on the training pitch or in on the field of play. Like all 23 players got along so well off the pitch, and there was a variety of players. I mean, you got Ryan Nelson, who is playing in the English Premier League, and then you had um, Andy Barron, who is working part time, working at Westpac and
Mm,
playing part time for Team Wellington. So like, I think it was just that good New Zealand culture where everyone, when the odds are against you, obviously no one expected us to do well, but we just come together so tightly as a team. There was always like jokes and games and tricks being played on each other off the pitch, and like Rory Fallon, Jeremy Christie, David Mulligan were always at the instigators for that, and that's what like made everyone feel so close and tight, and then when you go out on the pitch, you've got each other's back, and then when you've got a leader like Ryan Nelson that's leading the charge, you just feel sort of unbreakable, unstoppable, and he makes you believe anything's possible, and doesn't put any fear in you, or just thinks that even though you're coming up against Italy, who won the previous World Cup, at the end of the day, it's just 11v11 on the pitch, and just that mentality and mindset was just led by Ryan, obviously, but filtered through the whole playing group.
mm. And Ryan had we instigated a wee pre-match ritual that you guys did.
Yeah, so before every, he was normally a leader from what he did on the pitch. Um, Fantastic guy to talk to in a one-on-one situation. He would always give you the time of the day, but he would never really talk too much. When it comes to the game, you sort of just look at him, and that inspiration grows. I actually watched something between Dan Carter and Richie McCaw yesterday. They had a similar podcast chat, and Carter was asking, well, they were talking about that same sort of situation. And I think when the times are tough, everyone looks to the leader to see what sort of direction he's going into. And Dan Carter said, whenever you look at Richie McCaw, whether you're 10 points down, 14 points down, you still, by looking at him, get that feeling, oh, we've got a chance of winning this. Like,
Mm,
and that's how we felt with Ryan. And before every game, before we left for the game, he introduced, and a couple of other the senior players introduced a circle. So we'd finish our meal, and then we'd all get a chair. We'd clear the tables out. We'd all get a chair, sit in a circle, and that was a time where anyone could say anything. And sometimes he went around all the players and asked if anyone would like to say anything. And normally us younger players are like, oh, no, we're good, like that nervous, like
yeah.
nervous feel. But one thing that I remember that stuck out in my head was, whatever you do, whenever you walk off the pitch at the end of 90 minutes, 92 minutes, whatever it is, don't walk off with the feeling of, oh, maybe I could have just run that extra 5 meters to track back and help out, or maybe I could have sprinted a little bit harder to get into the box to try and get on that opportunity, because that at the end of the day is what's going to not only hurt the team, but it's going to haunt you. And
Mm,
and 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 I've given that advice. I've stolen that advice and given that advice when teams that I've played in have been going through difficult situations, and I feel that type of leadership is something that sticks with you, and just the gentleman off the pitch, but the hard man on it.
yeah. Well, he's the quintessential Kiwi bloke. Humble, but works hard,
Yeah.
puts his head down, and um, yeah, he seems like a hell of a guy.